too is if that number is over, you said $1,000 or $1,500. Well, if that number is $4,000, even if it's on a $30,000 vehicle, that vehicle does have some mileage on it or does have some time in it. Maybe that's one that, like Melinda, this is the general manager or the dealer coming down and have a conversation, because they can even guide them into the new vehicle or the used vehicle team. Whereas the service department doesn't really, unless they get spiffed on it, they're not going to get the benefit of kicking that vehicle over to sales. You're retaining the customer. Maybe it really is time to move out of those vehicles, but having a total team tiered approach where you have service advisors, service manager, general manager. Again, even if you have someone whose name's on the side of the building talking to you about something that they genuinely want to retain your business, you're likelier to get more of it.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah. If you're a GM on the call, when's the last time you spoke to a service customer? Right, to close the deal. Imagine the impact on your staff. If you get in there yourself, close a ticket for $1,700, imagine the impact on the technician that got wind of that, right? Outstanding stuff. So Pam, you mentioned a customer advocate in a dealership presenting a service quote. Tell us a little bit more about what you mean there.
What I mean by that is, earlier they mentioned that if you, instead of having a lot of service advisors, you would have 10 service advisors and maybe 2 customer advocates that actually really are service advisors, but they know how to present the quote, work with the customer, and create that relationship, because women in particular feel like they're always getting ripped off, when in fact that isn't the case. It's just the assumption that we don't know anything about vehicles. So if you're working with the same advisor every single time, then you're more likely to trust what they have to say, trust their recommendation, and know that perhaps that work really does need to be done, and then you secure that work. Because if it's a different person and they're always in a hurry, and you need this and this and this, and they don't really know how to sell, as you mentioned, probably 50% of the work is just walking out the door, going somewhere else, because they're going to look for it cheaper.
Mm-hmm.